stage right now, a guy who I have not had the pleasure to see in quite some time, looking forward to see his new stuff. Please, big round of applause, Mr. Joe Flynn. Come on, make some noise.
Wes has it, everybody. Hi, how you doing, everybody? A little bit about myself. I'm 54 years old.
Me too.
Let's see if we can say me too again. I've never had a wet dream. And it's because I have hands. Because I guess you could call me a wet dream skeptic. I'm really not sure that there is such a thing. Because the wet dream is like a sexual yeti. You hear the legend, you've heard of sightings in other states, but has anybody ever really proven that they exist? Because if you think about it, in order to have a wet dream, you'd have to sleep through an orgasm. Who the fuck is going to sleep through an orgasm? Is your life so fucking wonderful in every other aspect that you can afford to sleep through an orgasm? I mean, I have so little joy in my life. If I start sleeping through orgasms, next I'm going to be sleeping through pizza and Duck Dynasty. Okay, I know what some of you were thinking. We're not supposed to watch Duck Dynasty anymore, right? Because one of the stars came out and said all kinds of awful things about homosexuals and everybody else in the world, so now we're supposed to boycott Duck Dynasty. I don't agree with that, because I believe that you can really be opposed to somebody else's opinion, but that doesn't mean you can't enjoy watching them. Like, for example, my wife and I, we have diametrically opposed opinions about the value of blowjobs to a strong marriage. But that doesn't mean when she goes in the shower, I'm not going to watch her. But I have this theory about the wet dream, that it was invented by some guy who had access to a lab coat, and one night he snapped a selfie while his wife was sleeping. And then the next morning he had to explain the wet spot, so we came up with this whole wet dream theory. All I'm saying, ladies, is that if the guy in your life claims that he had a wet dream, chances are he rubbed one off while you were sleeping. Masturbation is a recurring theme in my comedy, because it's what I know. And it pisses my wife off. She's like, don't you understand when you talk about masturbation all the time, don't you understand how bad that makes me look? So I say, give me some new fucking material. I would love to be writing jokes about, threesomes. Or walking my pet llama. And so I feel like the ball's in her court. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the fucking problem. Because here's the thing. I'm not going to stand here and say that I prefer masturbation to sex with my wife, because this shit's being taped. But there are advantages. For example, I almost never turn myself down. There was that Saturday that Grand Theft Auto came out, and I was playing afternoon, and I just couldn't imagine 5 more minutes on the joystick. But normally I'm good to go. And secondly, and more importantly, nobody ever bitches about my performance. Because when I have sex, the whole production, from the begging, all the way to the apology, is 4 to 5 minutes max on a good night. And I find that my wife is always trying to find ways to shave a few seconds off of that time. But she says to me, you know, your obsession with masturbation is getting out of hand. I beg to differ, sweetheart. My obsession with masturbation is firmly in hand. And it's going to stay there till I learn to stretch my neck another 6 to 8 inches. Which she points out is another example of me saying the wrong thing. And she has a list. Thanksgiving 2008, we're at my brother's house. A bunch of little kids running around, and I'm watching the football game. Referee makes a call, and I yell, "That's bullshit!" All the parents are staring at me, like, pointing to the kids, like, you know, watch it. So I know I gotta make this right, so I go over and say, "Kids, gather around. I'm sorry I said bullshit. Uncle Joe fucked up again." Recently we were getting ready to go out, and my wife said those 3 little words that you gotta be ready for. She looked at me and she said, "I'm getting fat." And I'm here to tell you, me too is not an acceptable response. Other problematic responses are, "No shit," and "What do you mean getting?" But the worst time I said the wrong thing, my wife went out for girls' night out, and this will be my last story before I bring you back to Wes. My wife went out for girls' night out, and I was very supportive, because I'm out in clubs all the time, so I was like, "Go, have a good time." And I was fine with it until the next day when I saw her phone. There's all these pictures of my wife dancing with all these different guys. And I'm not talking, you know, the Bob Seger, good time rock and roll, white people at a wedding dancing. I'm talking full out, booty shaking, titty bouncing, shorty got low twerking. So I confront her, I'm like, "Baby, what the fuck is going on?" And she reminds me that I don't like to dance, I never want to dance with her, so if she wants to go and there's guys that want to dance with her, she should be able to do it. So I reminded her about her attitude about sucking my dick. And then I showed her the pictures on my phone. And somehow I ended up being the bad guy in this fucking conversation. And that's my time. I'll bring it back to Wes Hazard. Thank you, everybody.